we're back. So, who would like to summarize what happened last week?
Matt's a money launderer.
Not technically, but close.
I mean, he's a fake one.
I don't know if you necessarily...
I think danger. There's a difference. Yeah. Escapes me right now.
So, you were all sent to infiltrate an auction for a heretical artifact known as the Crimson Pearl. And you are currently on a heavy transport called the Betrayer's Woe that's traveling through the warp.
I believe Matt had got as far as... He found out something about the auction.
They're paying tolls or something.
Yeah, like the toll keeps coming up.
Yes.
We know it's like in room or whatever, 13, I think it was.
Yep.
17.
17, there you go.
Room
it was
17.
A teen.
Teens they were.
And then we got them to do some the wolves. What are they called?
The Iron Wolves.
Yep.
We got them to do some mercenary work, sort of. We just got them to take out the competition.
And they're taking a 20% cut.
Those they
Our
know.
trinkets.
Oh no, you keep the trinkets. They took your thrones.
Oh.
Little do they know.
I'm waiting for that to pay off somewhere down the line.
Such trinkets.
Let's see here.
Trinkets and paper.
And I think the last thing you've done was you actually got the comm leech to work.
Yep.
And you heard the name Morgana. Morgana. I don't know technically how it's pronounced. Whatever, it's 40k. I can say it how I want.
Okay, you choose.
Alright. And... Oh, and you also found out the auction is in 4 days. But that was... At this point, it's 3 days, because a day has passed since you heard that information. Oh yeah, and also you are undercover as a representatives of a rogue trader.
Except Gar.
Except for Gar, yep.
So, seems like even odds we find this Morgana, pay her the toll. We'll get into the auction. So perhaps we should ask after her. Quietly.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Or you can just keep bugging the Iron Wolves. They definitely know what's up.
I got nothing at the moment. I'm kind of distracted. Sorry.
Where are we currently located? Is it the next day? Did we all just wake up? What's going on?
It was about noon of the day after you had boarded the Betrayer's Woe. So you've been on the ship for about 24 hours, or a little more than 24 hours at this point.
If we slept, I could check the comm leech again.
You would just use the comm leech, I think that was actually your last roll before the session ended.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if we had a time skip right after that or not. If not, then that's no problem.
Nah, I figure we just picked up directly after you, in essence, 0 time has passed between last session and now.
Gotcha.
So we just found out about Morgana.
Yep.
Hang on just a sec. I'm going to switch off my mic.
Okay.
I will be listening in, but I need to laundry.
All right.
Should we kind of listen around for more? Sorry, guys. More Morgana stuff.
You could.
Not okay with that right now. So what would I do for that? An awareness?
No, this would be an inquiry roll to just kind of talk to people.
Okay.
and see if anybody knows about Morgana.
Are we all on board with that?
Yeah, we all just want to go ahead and do that?
Yeah, if anybody would like to, they can make an inquiry roll to find out more about her.
Yeah, I'll inquire amongst the
faithful.
faithful. Yes, those folks.
Hey, there you
Yes.
go.
Profitably.
Oh, did you get it? I'm like,
Guard. Yeah, let's see here. So we got.
hang on. I can throw one in too, in case it helps.
Okay. Could possibly get more information. All right. So Eve Ward and Watchmaker ask around, and they find out that there is a passenger named Morgana who had boarded the ship a little bit before they did. But really, they just don't find out too much information about her. Tigo and Gar are actually able to find out that Morgana, they give you, well, Gar's able to convince a member of the crew to provide a little bit of information due to a bit of, some clever persuasion. And Gar gets her full name, Morgana Toll, and she is, like, really he finds out that the majority of information about her has been blacked out. She's a private individual who paid to board the ship and has a section of the ship reserved for her use, which would be at room 17.
Okay. And does this include directions?
Yeah, he points you to where room 17 is. It is deeper into the section of the ship, and he lets you know that that is actually off limits to anybody who does not have an escort from the crew or has been granted access to it. So,
is there anybody that one talks to make an appointment to see this person?
the crew member you
Off
find,
limit.
yeah, the crew member you find doesn't know that information. He just takes the bit of money you have given him and goes away. But
I recommend that somebody come up with a story for why they, who they are and why they need to talk to her, and perhaps bribe or otherwise influence a crew member to bring them there. For example, Matt could claim that she owes him money, because he's a money changer. Or,
That's probably the strongest lead.
using his Medicaid knowledge, Tigo could claim that he has information that she's contracted a rare disease. He must speak with her immediately.
From all this frolicking.
We got the thumbs up from for Matt, for Watchmaker.
actually, I have a thing. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna have. All right. So, Eve Ward, while going around inquiring about Morgana, she actually sees a member of the Iron Wolves, the one who was providing security for, or well, not actually security, but just kind of helping Watchmaker with his money changing business. He comes up to Eve. Hey, you were asking about Morgana?
Yeah, maybe. What is it to you?
Yeah, don't. This is your one and only warning. A lot of airlocks on this ship.
Is this the same guy
I'm
that
gonna take
threatened
a look at
Gar?
his face and
Sounds familiar.
kind of take that in a little bit. Like, what's your name there?
Doesn't matter.
Do you go around threatening people often?
Only when they ask the wrong questions.
Good to know.
So, We're gonna be nice. We're not gonna just instantly space you. Just, you know, Morgana's got a special, you know, she's got a special crowd she hangs out with, and you're not part of them.
Oh, good to know you're part of it then.
Yeah, that's what I'm paid for.
Great, you gave me the information I needed.
Yeah, uh-huh. Actually, I would kind of roll a deception check. Or, unless he actually gave you information you were looking for.
Wait, roll a deception check right now?
Did you lie to him by saying that he gave you the information you wanted, or did he actually give you information you wanted?
He gave the information I wanted.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you don't have to roll a deception. I thought you were like just kind of fucking with him.
Yeah, I kind of am, but at the same time, it's like now I
He
can
sorta
remember who
did.
this guy is.
He sort of did by showing her his face like a dumbass.
Yeah. What does he look like, Ian?
So he is tall, about like 6'2". He's got a couple of scars on his face, on like the cheek, or on the chin, on his cheek, around like his eye. Hair is thinning at the top and mostly gray.
Do I see this? Can I like take this opportunity to like pickpocket like identity off him?
Yeah, if you wanted to, go ahead and make a. You know, you haven't had to pickpocket somebody in a real long time. Let me just take a quick peek at the
Skill set.
sleight of hand. I thought that's what it was, but
Would it also be with like? Could I mix this with like being stealthy to give me like a little boost on it so he doesn't like see me coming?
you're pretty stealthy, so just do it at like a +10.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Let's
All
fake
right.
that.
Okay.
Literally the same roll.
And I'm just gonna do something real quick. Oh boy. Yeah. So. Not only do you fail to really pick anything off of him, like identity-wise, or really anything that could help you, as you're like reaching away from his pocket, he whips around and grabs your hand. The hell are you doing?
Was it a you?
You trying to pickpocket me, I see.
Do you see the tight crowd we're in?
I don't care.
You don't care, are you stupid?
Are you?
Clearly not, you are.
You know how many Iron Wolves are on this ship?
I don't know, for a freaking Halloween party?
There's a lot. You think you can walk away from this? He's got one hand on your wrist, one hand on the on his holster.
Don't I have my
Knock him
weapon?
out.
You do have your weapons, yeah.
It's like, do you want to try that?
Do you?
Sucker punch him.
And I'm gonna have him do an intimidation. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna have him try and do an intimidation roll. I forgot I actually do have an iron. Okay, let me just take a quick look. Now, this is not gonna work, but I'll at least try it. Nope. He tries to be intimidating, but you don't really feel it.
Can I try to be intimidating?
Yes, you can. All right. He was thinking about escalating this, but then decides not to. He doesn't actually see any other real Iron Wolves around, so he's just gonna say,
We're in a testosterone match right now.
let's just
Kinda,
keep our
he tried to
hands.
intimidate me and he failed.
Let's just keep our hands to ourselves, shall we?
Yeah, for your life.
Next time he might not be so lucky, and he's just gonna walk away.
I'll see you later, buddy.
Yeah, I rolled a GM roll to see if he noticed, and yeah, he rolled pretty good.
Did he notice? Oh, yeah. How did he roll?
He got a 22.
Yeah. I would have had a pretty much critical, huh?
If you had succeeded, you probably would have been okay. It's just because you failed, and then he succeeded that, yeah, he got
He kind of fucked it over.
So, all right.
Well, so we got to pick. So we know what he looks like.
Yeah, you know what he looks like.
And he's
Although-
not very intimidating.
He didn't do a great job with that,
And
no.
he's a chicken shit without numbers.
Hello.
Hello.
Salutations.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. We let you live. You're not an Iron Wolf.
But so while this was going on with Eve and Tigo, actually another Iron Wolf officer comes up to Watchmaker.
Mhm.
Mostly because you guys failed pretty bad on that inquiry test. So why do you want information about Morgana?
Because anybody who has an entire section of the ship to themselves is influential and most likely wealthy.
I think it's a corporate thing that they released.
Go
Now, let's-
ahead
So, go ahead.
and make a deception roll.
It's always deceive, isn't it?
You guys lie a lot. But then again, hey,
Damn.
hey!
Good lying.
You're an amazing liar. I'm so proud of you.
Well,
That is true. That is true.
listen, I'm going to kind of lean over my money changing table and say, let's lay our cards on the table here. I've been giving away real good thrones for just knock over a statuette shit. I'm not an idiot. This is an investment in my future and my rogue trader's future. Anybody who can command that much sway and throw that much influence around is somebody I want to know and I want in with. What do I have to do to get her attention and not get spaced?
Make a charm test at a plus 30 just because you got a 1 on that roll. On that deceive roll. Alright. Yeah, good. Okay, then. All you gotta do is just pay the entry fee. And... So you know what this is about, right?
I have some notion, but what's the fee?
It's for most people it'll be a lot of money. It's like 50,000 thrones.
For you, special price, only 100,000 thrones.
So he just throws out a number that's basically like 10 years wage for a lot of people. Like, that's the entry fee. That'll get you in.
Is this the same asshole?
No, this is a different dude.
Different asshole? Okay.
Yeah. And you pay that to Morgana, and you have access to the auction.
Okay. Well, do I have that kind of access to the inquisitorial discretionary funds? We knew it was an auction, but I'm not sure whether they were like, here's the purse strings, go nuts.
They probably were.
They gave you a little bit of like spending money, but at the same time, they're also like, there is a note in your data slate: don't fund heretics in all capitals.
Don't fund heretics.
and then the bottom in tiny print.
God damn it, Selena.
Well, I mean, it could be argued that we can give them a bunch of money and then bust them and then take that money. Yeah. End goal here is heretics are busted and we seize the artifact, right?
And kill them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems like the easiest way to do this is
give them money.
We just buy it. And then once we've got it,
we kill them.
We set them all on fire.
So yeah,
this is Gar's plan. It's a simple one.
I'm especially supportive of the set them on fire.
Aren't we supposed to make sure they don't go to ground?
Your specific...
That's step 2, question mark.
Acquire artifact.
Question mark, fire.
Yeah, the specific mission goals you were given were identify and capture or kill the person running the auction, identify anyone attending the auction, and recover the artifact.
Okay. So we need to attend the auction.
We can get some clandestine recording devices into the auction.
We can get voices.
Totally, record, who's there. Unless they're very well disguised.
But so the Iron Wolf.
I think now that we have an inn, we need to learn a little bit about how the auction's to be conducted. and then we can make our plan for how we're gonna fuck it all.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna see if I can get some info from the guy that way. Towards like, all right. So let's say I pay the fee. I'm rather attached to my hands, so I'd rather not come home empty-handed by going in unprepared. How do I get in and get out with the item?
Oh, yeah, let's say you win. And then we will, arrange for you to pick up the item. It's going to be, in the storeroom behind the actual auction house, or so to speak. And so yeah, you'll just be given it right away as soon as you win.
I'm gonna try to roll a scrutiny on him to make sure that's not like you'll be well taken care of kind of thing.
Yeah. No, as far as you can tell, he's telling the truth, or at least the truth that he was told.
Mm.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I just had to switch some stuff around.
So yeah, don't worry. We know how auctions. I'm assuming you've been to an auction before, right?
I've been to auctions before, but I've also dealt with sums of money that people tend to turn up dead over, and this is no exception. I haven't made it this far by getting careless.
Fair enough. So yeah, we'll give you a pass through the to where the auction is, let you know where it is, and you paid that entry fee. I believe they even have a bottle of wine for you. Just come and find me. You seem pretty resourceful enough to find me if you need to.
I will take a moment to try to note down his features and any details about him that are noteworthy.
So he's younger than the guy you had worked with to actually basically extort the other moneylenders. He has a cyber eye and a metal plate on the same side. Face is pretty badly scarred on his on that right side of his face. Beyond that, just light brown hair. And yeah, looks. If he weren't for all the messed up half of his face, he looked pretty generic.
Okay.
Generic Iron Wolf boy.
With a messed up face.
Tell you what, I'm not gonna rock the boat on this auction, but I've gotten some tips from a few of my other sources that things aren't going to go so sanguine. I'm not going to ask you to go against the rules, but if you hear of any trouble coming down the pipe, I'd rather appreciate it if you could bring me news so I can bring that pearl home and keep my hands.
Okay, so we haven't heard any trouble coming down the pipe. What have you heard?
Well, I can't tell you because my source will probably disappear either out an airlock because of you or from some unsavory characters my employer has run afoul of.
Is it that Arbites chick?
No.
Oh no.
I mean, for one thing, she showed up in Arbites armor. She's a bit player. She's useful, and that's about the extent of our business relationship thus far.
Alright. Well, either way, it's going to be plenty of security. You won't be able to bring a weapon. That's normal. But we got to make sure that these things go off without a hitch, because word gets out that we can't run a safe auction. That's it. We can't run anymore. So we'll be safe. Don't worry. Part of winning the auction is not only getting the artifact, but also getting protection until you leave the ship.
Appreciated.
Alright, so what if we could have the heavy flamer snuck into the auction on the wagon, disguised as something else?
Worth a try. Oh, this is my money gun.
Like a cake.
It shoots out drones.
The t-shirt gun?
Just a fucking That would be an amazing Gar weapon, like a t-shirt cannon, but it fires promethium tanks. Like a little cylinder that you load into it, it's just boom, splash, whoosh. Ah!
Well, I guess promethium does ignite when exposed to oxygen.
Hang on, I gotta flip my laundry.
Sounds fun. I want that.
Well, we could work on
Keeps
something.
a little worried for her safety right now. Can I like put Chewie on like alert mode?
Yeah. Oh well, I'm assuming Chewie is like following you around.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna like turn up his like aggression dial.
Yeah.
I
don't know if I could fate my way out of a airlock issue.
You could. Well, I mean, by burning a fate, yeah,
To
but
be fair, I'm in an airlock issue too.
I mean, like,
But I intimidated the guy back more than me.
this is true. Like 3 out of 4 of you have been threatened.
Threatened.
Although, admittedly, I guess Tigo is a little more proactive in getting threatened.
And I threatened back.
But
And I feel like Eve also has like, he's like on our hit list. That guy.
Yeah, I was thinking I should have had Chewie like track him
Bite
or
him?
something and then just go and murk him.
Merc the Merc.
Just find him and kill him.
Full of Tigo. Alright. So you, well, currently you haven't paid the entry fee. You haven't paid the toll.
Roll.
Is this toll also for his bodyguards?
All that Watchmaker was told was he had to pay a 50,000 krone or throne entry fee, and then he and his retinue would be given access. But currently you have not paid. You're just told to go find the guy to pay it.
Maybe. A lot of ways to go at this. We could do the old like one person goes to the auction and maybe buys the thing, and maybe the rest of us replace some Iron Wolves. We've done that before.
But I don't
I'd like
think
to
these-
replace the guy that threatened me. But although that
Yeah,
probably
he
wouldn't
just,
work
you
out
know.
because he's a guy.
I
Yeah,
could-
but if he's dead,
And I
can't
have face
stop,
tattoos.
I guess you're identifiable.
Mm-hmm.
You need really good disguises.
I'll bring my makeup kit with me.
there is a disguise kit, you know.
There is a disguise kit that gives you
I had one.
bonuses for pretending to be
Deception.
somebody else.
Hmm.
I think that's literally what it's for. Is like I
A
would like
magical disguise kit.
Yes.
which one was it? Yeah, you basically get a +10 to deceive test. I believe if you're trying to look like somebody else. Yeah, here we are. It actually has a whole like big list or a big entry for it.
So my question is this, are the Iron Wolves, where are they staying? Are they staying in the, blocked off area? Like,
you haven't-
like, as a quarters?
You haven't found out.
Well, didn't we find one area? Didn't you go sneaky?
That was the captain's area.
Yeah,
Um,
that was the bridge.
Crew. The crew area.
The Iron Wolves all mysteriously died of poison and had to get new security retirement.
Our
Probably.
services are up for hire.
They would probably just cancel.
I could poison them with that Nurgle dust I have.
That would actually be quite interesting, to be
Well,
honest.
quite interesting. I don't know if that's.
I'm assuming the
Yeah,
virus
enough.
is dead since it's burnt to a crisp, so it probably wouldn't work. But they'd get violently ill, I'm assuming.
All right, just the virus is dead, but before thinking about spreading Nurgle stuff, just remember exactly what happened in the last mission
Yeah, I know.
involving this virus.
You do understand who you're talking to, right? Like as a group, you have no idea what the hell we might decide to do.
Yeah, no. I've learned this very quickly that I cannot anticipate precisely what you're all trying to do. I can merely try and guide you using the threat
Well,
I'm
that
just
Nurgle
saying
dust.
someone would probably get violently ill if they consumed Nurgle dust. Like, not like Nurgle sick, but like, vomit sick.
they would get Nurdle sick. And also, you are on a contained ship in crowded, like shoulder to shoulder crowds.
I think we should. I think we should apologize to our Iron Wolves friend and buy him a drink with Nurgle dust in it. Hey, buddy, I see that my intimidation roll made you shit your pants. I'm sorry about that. Get your beer.
So
I
going
wonder
back
what
to-
color the drink would be.
we're
Sorry, what was that?
to
Let's see what Matt thinks.
Capture ideally, but
Sorry
if we
about that.
identify, that's okay.
Matt, do you
The-
think it's okay that we poison the Iron Wolves with Nurgle dust?
No. That's how you get Nurglings. It's like getting pink eye, but for your soul.
Oh, but if you did, I'd get to bring the Nurglings back,
Friends.
and they would finally get to hug you.
Oh God.
I just
Uh,
thought it was funny.
It's gonna be a no from me, dog.
Let's just get the disposition and exposition. Let's just go with Matt. Do you think this is a good idea? No.
I could have told you that one, but what have you done while I was dealing with cats?
Ian was like.
Ian
very
has been trying
politely-
to convince us not to do that
and
for a
I was
while
like-
now.
I was just like,
Yeah, that is absolutely how we turn this into a space Hulk.
Now,
And we're not Terminators.
if the virus was live, I wouldn't have warned you because it would be amusing to me. It was just that it's dead.
How do
That-
we still have it? Like, wouldn't Hellscythe have been like, and we're gonna take that now?
I mean,
Eve has a penchant for
yeah,
keeping
she
stuff.
keeping tokens.
she has to keep tokens
God.
from people she kills.
We were gonna just apologize to the guy we intimidated and shit, and give him a drink with Nurgle dust. Matt's like, no.
I'm gonna go refill my
no,
coffee.
No.
I'm gonna give you guys some time to think that one over, and then we'll see what happens when I'm back.
You're dead. We're all dead. Okay, so let's get back to realistic
Realistic plans.
solutions.
So, not releasing a bioweapon on the ship full of people.
I think we should
Oh.
pursue something with this guy that's like going around threatening people.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see justice come to him.
I kind of want to just rip his head off his shoulders, but I mean, yes, justice.
I feel like if we mess with anybody, we're going to blow up our spot. And that justice should be dispensed
After.
once our objectives are achieved.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
think
were saying we should replace some Iron Wolves with us.
we need to find where they're staying, though. So we would
Yeah.
probably have to kind of watch where they bunk in and out, do their shift changes.
Actually, I think you found one of their bunks, but it was like a small one.
So are their faces covered at all, or are they just like you can actually see them?
The majority of them do have helmets on,
So
but they are like
they're just mooks.
they're flak helmets, so they don't cover the face.
So they would be identical. It would be pretty easy to see we're impersonating them.
They would look somewhat similar to the like guardsman armor. So you would think like Cadian looking guards armor, just painted black, and with the Iron Wolf symbol on it.
Sorry about that. Cats are antsy. Also stinky. I need to make sure that they didn't poop somewhere.
They poop too much. Just send them the gift. Stop pooping.
He loves putting his big head in front of things. and knocking them over with it.
Okay. Oh, what was Gar saying?
I'm just musing about our possibilities here. If we could just buy the thing and get them during the handoff, I feel like that would be cleanest, but it's also riskiest.
Hmm.
But
The scrutiny
we
test.
could also just brute force the thing. Like, we know where they are now.
There are a lot of them, though.
But we know where the pearl is too, right? It's behind the auction area.
You're also going to assume that's heavily guarded if
Yeah.
that is true.
We could arrange an unpleasant accident for, as many of the Iron Wolves as we can. And then try and bust them before they can get out. That's going to put them into a panic. They're going to probably have to cancel their auction. And they're going to try and bail. At that point, they might be vulnerable. And if we fuck it up, we haven't handed over a bunch of money that will fund their organization.
I wonder if we could construct a fake exterior threat and get it into the Iron Wolves periphery via the guard who I got to tell me about Morgana, and just be like, hey, my rogue trader has authorized me to give you this information about the guy who's here to ruin the auction, and then just find some random patsy and say you can't act on him right away because he's got powerful connections, and just kind of weave a plot and use that to sow discord.
Alternatively, Gar could be that random patsy.
You're not wrong, but they might just try to...
They might start...
Airlock you. It's one of the religious figures with a rather large following.
I was saying, is there a lot of priests and people pilgrimaging?
Lots of pilgrims.
It's
We
primarily
could use them to cause a distraction. I don't know what we would do with a distraction, though.
Well, they would be watching them more heavily for sure. So certain parts of the ship might be less watched.
Maybe what we can do is figure out where they're quartering the Iron Wolves, their main base of operations.
Yeah,
and see if we can sow some chaos in there. So maybe I can do some fact finding on the sly. Maybe Tigo can as well with stealth.
Wait, so even if we do get this pearl, aren't we stuck in warp for a long time? How long was it?
Tigo had overheard 8 days.
So even if we got the pearl, we'd be stuck on the ship with the pearl for 4 days.
That's assuming everything goes to plan.
Yeah.
Sutton doesn't show up.
Oh, if Sutton shows up, I'm just taking the opportunity to fucking murder him. He'll be like, well, Watchmaker, it seems I've outmaneuvered you again. Then his head turns into a canoe.
We inquire more maybe about the kind of protection that the person who purchases the pearl gets, and then let someone else purchase it and steal it from them. I don't know. It seems like Matt had an idea.
Could do that if you'd like.
I had an idea, but I don't think it would work. It's a little too eggs in one basket, but lure Sutton into the auction so he can try to get the pearl, place the bullseye on his back, and then use the chaos to get him killed and steal away with the pearl. I don't think that would work, because not the least of which I suspect he's an important character who we have to finish off on screen later, but imagine if we fucking pulled that.
It sounds amazing.
It would be awesome.
It would probably be really easy to leak.
He shows up and I'm just
He's already on his way here. We know he's on his way here.
How's he gonna get on though if we're in warp?
Yeah, everyone here would be familiar enough with warp to know that you can't board another ship in the warp. At least I don't think you could. Unless you're chaos.
Unless you're chaos. Side effects of being chaos include being chaos. I would say let's try to find out some more information on the disposition of what we would be up against if things go super bad, and also figure out if we know where they're quartered, we might be able to put something into the vents to knock them out or drug them or something. We might be able to sow disinformation or that there's a traitor among the ranks.
Can we
Alright,
find
so
out also
we-
who's interested in purchasing it? Like, we don't know who we're up against yet.
Yeah, we might also be able to get them on our side. So I would say maybe a little bit more fact-finding to come up with a plan of action.
So we want to know the approximate numbers of guards.
Mhm.
So maybe Gar can make some rolls to use his position in the cargo hold, observing, to start counting iron wolves. You know,
Okay.
start remembering them and recognize them and be like, okay, I saw this guy, saw this guy. Oh, there's that guy again.
Because we know these are the better Iron Wolves. All the weak ones got picked off.
All right.
Killed their asses.
Yep. All right, Gar, go ahead and make an awareness roll to get an idea of how many you see.
Oh, yeah, this isn't Gar's strength. Well, maybe I'll be lucky. I'm not lucky.
Gar sees at least 20 of them. He's just not able to determine if he's seeing like the same people, just or if they are all individual Iron Wolves.
Can I do an awareness?
Yes, go ahead.
As soon as it stops. Fuck you, Siri.
All right, so Tigo is able to pick out about 30 unique Iron Wolves in the cargo hold.
Has anyone stood out to us this entire time that looks like they're fit with a squad to like actually
maybe, like,
purchase and
their
obtain
leadership?
and
Yeah, I
hold
was gonna ask.
Pearl?
Does that role let me see like who any of these like Iron Guards are like a
Like guard
commanding
name.
type?
Actually, yeah, like maybe I can also look for people that I'm noticing the Iron Wolves are going to multiple times instead of just patrolling. There might be other people like me trying to get into the auction.
Yeah, so let's start. So what did Tigo want to know? And then we'll go
I
to
want to
you.
know if there's like a standout like I guess leader of the Iron Wolves that they like is directing them.
You in the cargo hold alone, you have been seeing only the Iron Wolves meeting with the person who had threatened you and Eve Ward, who looks to be a lieutenant, and then they are also going to the younger person who looks to be a sergeant or corporal, as far as you're aware. So they've all been reporting to those two. As for Watchmaker, so Watchmaker, you wanted to find out anybody who they might be guarding beyond.
Either guarding or like people they seem to be going over to speak to or checking on more often.
Yeah, go ahead and make an awareness roll to take a look at that.
I will attempt an awareness roll.
Okay.
I hit the button.
All
Hooray!
all
I
right.
see all. It burns. I'm in the warp. I shouldn't roll this low.
From what you can see, they are just patrolling in this area, and are really just keeping an eye out for anybody who's willing to like start trouble. So they are basically just patrolling.
Do I get an idea of their patrol routes and possible vulnerabilities there?
They are just really going around like the cargo hold. Patrol routes are areas that take them through like sections with like more people, and it does look to be basically like, you know, groups of them go out on a patrol, and then different groups go out in a patrol to like just keep cycling around, so you know they have time to rest.
Is there one group that's smaller or bigger than the others?
They are all groups of 6 Iron Wolves.
All right.
What if I pay off some peasants or just convince some zealous peasants to find out for us where they sleep and eat?
Okay.
And then maybe use those same zealots to...
Dave? Was it Dave?
Dave was from like another like, yeah, you haven't seen
Yeah,
Dave.
no, Dave was our martyr in the
Dave-
orc
Dave
defense.
Garrett.
Yeah,
Hero.
you gotta be the new Dave.
Did Dave
Everywhere in
actually
the galaxy,
die?
there's a Dave. There's a
So
Dave
Dave-
born every minute.
There's a
Fine,
Dave on
Dave.
this ship somewhere that we need.
It might be.
It's probably that old guy that threatened us.
Is there like another major section of the ship we're not seeing? Like, I just don't understand where are the other auction goers.
Okay, so you are only So the only spots you've really gone to are a room, like a room that you basically just kicked some people out of, or had somebody kick out for you, and one of the cargo holds. And Tigo's gone to the bridge. But this ship is massive. This is like multiple kilometers long.
Yeah, I feel like we're just not anywhere near where like
They-
the other.
Yeah.
He did
people
mention there
are.
were closed off areas of the ship that weren't safe to traverse.
Yeah, and actually Tigo had passed a couple of spots like that. He's passed some like locked bulkheads.
Important.
There. He needs all the pets or he'll die.
Doing a
I'm
pretty
thinking
good
like,
job
what
of
really
that.
is a chance that we're gonna get this pearl?
Well, if we're not allowed to just buy it and walk away legit, then it's going to be a lot harder. Because if it were up to me, what I would do is buy it, get out, and then just have the Inquisition fucking destroy the fucking ship. Like, it gets out of the warp and just gets gun-lined. It's like, hey, we got it, and they can't be bankrolled if they're all fucking space dust. But I don't think that's an option, unfortunately.
I won't say it's not an option. That's all I will give you.
Okay.
I'm gonna make this freeform enough and not railroad you guys so that you are able to do like a plan like that, but you have to put it in motion.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get some fact-finding. Maybe what I'll do is after my money lending shift, I'll go sneaking, I'll go walkabouts and see if I can find other potential buyers rather than just being in the section that we're in, like go looking for trouble.
Okay. So
Sneaky like.
yeah. Oh, and Gar wanted to also get people to like give him information about the Iron Wolves, right? Or was that just yeah? We'll
I
start
want to
with
get a Dave, or perhaps a couple of Daves going.
yeah.
So maybe I can do, while I'm giving one of my servants, I can look for a couple of people who really have the fire in their eyes.
Okay. Go ahead and make an awareness roll just to see if you can find somebody who's like maybe a little more, or you could also do like a scrutiny or an inquiry to find somebody who is more energized by your sermons.
Yeah, I'm going to gather. I'm going to sermon a bit and gather some onlookers and then scrutinize them
Okay.
using scrutiny,
All right. Go ahead.
which will succeed.
All
Not succeed.
right. Gar's just not really able to find. Like everyone seems really like energized, and they all have the fire in their eyes over the sermon. They're really
You're
like
good at your own job.
Okay,
They're re-
so
yeah.
what I'll do instead of actually identifying someone is, as I wind down, I will just pick the last person who's lingering.
Okay. So Gar gives a sermon. Does he give the one about the two-headed fish, or does he do a different?
No, he tells a different one about a son who ran away from home and was punished violently for these deeds.
Yeah, Gar gives one that kind of like links into the Horus Heresy.
Yes,
And
it's the prodigal son, except it involves the Horus Heresy, and it's very depressing.
so, all eventually, yeah, people are on their knees weeping at this like sermon, but they eventually like filter away, and Gar grabs the last guy leaving.
You there, Dave?
My name's Greg.
Now it's Dave. So listen,
Greg.
Dave.
Yes, sir.
You may have felt the God Emperor's presence
Yes.
weighing heavily upon you lately.
Yes, I do.
And there's a reason for that, Dave. The reason for that, Dave, is that Heresy lives here on this ship. It's true.
Among all those pilgrims?
It lurks a lot of places, Dave, a lot of places. But really, the place that it lurks the most heavily is amongst these mercenary Iron Wolves. I sense in their faces that their faith is just not there at all. that they have turned away from the true path, and it's going to go very badly for them. And you, Dave, are going to help me save their souls.
Oh, yes, I would be happy to. How can I help?
Well, the first thing we need is to know where they're staying and where they're gathering and where they're eating, things like that. For these private places are where heretics engage in their vile vices. So you must speak of this to no one, Dave. For if you were to be discovered, these cruel men would surely do
Lock
unspeakable.
you.
So
We'll
I
pick
need
you up
you
and
to
kiss you on your head. You know how much you hate that.
be very, very smart, Dave, and to let the God Emperor guide you on your path. And you will learn these things and report to me.
Make a command test.
Liz.
Do it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do that. All right. Yes. I'll do my best. I'll be report back in just a few days' time.
And remember, if captured, you are working on your own.
Should we rush him? Is a few days gonna cut it?
I mean, you got like 3 days left before the auction starts.
I'll tell Dave to report back to me tomorrow with whatever he's found.
I'll do what I can. And I'm just gonna make a couple of rolls.
Right, off with you, Dave.
Just to make sure. Ooh, wow.
May the Emperor haunt your steps
Okay.
in a groovy way.
All right. All right. So Dave like gets the fire in his eyes and just disappears under the crowd. And so Watchmaker wanted to look for anybody who might wanted to find people who might be part of an auction.
Yep.
Okay. So right now you are in a basically like private quarters area.
Okay.
Converted small storage rooms that have been made up more nice and made to like be
Bunks.
areas for quarters. So go ahead and how does Watchmaker want to actually go and try and find people who might be part of the auction?
I wanted to stealth this one and just try to keep my eyes open, look for either people who look like they're more canny and aware of their surroundings, or people who are getting checked in on by the wolves, or people in different areas altogether who aren't down here with the peasants.
Okay, so you want to do this? You want to do a stealth roll then?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, roll stealth.
And if this is metagaming, I apologize. Is this the kind of place where a stummer field would be very amiss? Like, is there a lot of noises of the ship settling and making noises in the warp where silence would be weird?
I wouldn't say that's metagaming. Yeah, you could definitely, without your stummer field on, you would hear a lot of noises. It's basically all ship noises.
Okay, so I'll keep the stummer field off because it would probably be pretty weird if suddenly that went dead. So I will use my cameoline cloak, which is I think plus 20.
Yeah, I believe so. All
Nice.
right. Wow, nice. Okay, so so you're really very stealthy, and so go ahead and make an awareness roll at a plus 30, just because the stealth is pretty good. It gives you a lot of time to go about and do this.
Nice. I have done it.
Okay, and it should. Oh wow, nice. Almost wow, exactly as good. Okay, so Watchmaker is able to stealth through and follow some iron wolves around the ship, and they do check in on a couple of different people. They check in with some security for some. They look like noble house security. They have these very fine suits, like blue with a badge of a noble house on it. They check in with that. They check in with members of. They look like a gang, like a ganger you might find in a hive world, but they're definitely packing some very like high-end weaponry, like plasma weapons.
All right.
As well as what looks to be people who also work for a rogue trader. So you're able to see like the different guards for the three different groups, and it looks like They do check in with a few more people, but they go through like locked sections that are like sectioned off of the ship before.
Okay. Can I try the comm leech in kind of the periphery of those areas?
You would be able to use it. Yeah, go ahead and make a roll for the comm leech to see if you're able to like pick up any info on that. All right, wow.
Ooh.
So your comm leech was fully charged, and you are familiar with it enough at this point to know when to use it and how often to avoid draining the battery. So yeah, you're able to pick up information from the comm leech, and so the Iron Wolves go by and they're like, all right, checking in. They go talk to the guards. Microbeat in, which you're able to overhear, is like checking in. Got the Noble House. Let's see here. Noble House. I'm just trying to find a name here. Here we are. Thania, or oh no, Ornith. Like Noble House Ornith, checking in, prepared for auction. Security's all set. Checking in with Crime Boss Zavis, all good. And checking in with the crew of the Tajia, all good. Returning to check in later with other sections. Out.
Okay, that's information. Stuff to maybe try to do some data scraping for. Our knowledge skills are kind of shitty, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, you could try and like find somebody who knows stuff about stuff.
Yeah, maybe I'll see if I can get that guy who I sweet talked yesterday to give me the skinny on the other groups that are going to be my competition in the auction.
All right.
And again, I'm going to keep driving it as like, I'm not asking you to betray your post to me. I just want to know the score. I need as much information as I can get going into this. They're all doing the same thing, and you know it.
So you're going to the person who was extorting your competition and took the cut, who would have threatened Eve and Tigo, or are you going to the younger guy who
Talk to me. I'm gonna go to the younger guy.
Okay. So yeah, he patrols around. So you eventually when you see him, you call him over during your various money changing
activities.
Yeah. And he comes over. So you ready to pay, or?
I'm working on that end of things. He doesn't want to commit the money until I've got more solid leads and to guarantee his chance of success. He's a little stingy until he's, you know how it is. He's gun shy. He's got more money than you could spend in 10 lifetimes, but he doesn't want to give any up unless it's a sure thing.
Well,
I need some more info on the competition now. That's what he's asking me for.
I can't give you any more info until you pay the toll.
How about on the other big buyers and spenders here? Nothing about the auction itself.
I mean, anyone who's a big spender on the ship is going to the auction. This ship
People
was
like-
good cover. If anyone's got like a lot of spending money, they're here for the auction.
Let's see. So we've got House on Earth, we've got, I'm not saying this to him, I'm just going, the crime boss Zaovis and the crew of the ship Tegea.
Yep. So that's what you're able to find out.
I'll start with, so I recognized one of the insignia on one of the crews when they were getting bunked in another section. Now, if I were to give you this very sacred salt statuette, and I slide over a statuette and it's got a stack of thrones beneath it, like at the base, maybe you could tell me more about the crew of the Tegea.
Make a charm test, and you're trying to bribe them, so do it at like a +10.
Cool. Fuck. Do I want to fate that? I guess I'll try.
Okay.
Yay!
Hooray!
All right. He takes this sacred salt statue from you. So the Tegea's rogue trader vessel. I just know the name of it. I know they got a lot of thrones, and they are most likely the. I think the rogue trader is the one who's most likely gonna be the big bidder here, but we'll see.
That's the problem. I know a couple of those. Well, not the ones on the ship, but other members in service aboard that vessel, and they've gotten the better of us on a couple of high profit exchanges, which is why my own rogue trader is so gun shy. I'm trying to convince him that who dares wins, but he's not going to take it from somebody like me.
Well, I know they're pretty quick to spend thrones, but I mean they're in the aft section of the ship, so
I see.
not on my
Now-
patrol route.
Not on yours. Do you know anybody who might be paying them favors?
Uh,
Totally unscrupulous and unfair business, of course. Nobody should be doing that as I slide him another stack of thrones.
I mean, like you got the other teams going about. I'm sure they probably paid some of them off. The Iron Wolves paying, trying to get a heads up on the competition, of which I'd be perfectly happy to tell you about if you give Morgana the entry fee.
I'll take that back home and I'll see what the big man wants to say about that.
So he's not on the ship though.
Oh, no.
So unless you got access to an astropath, I don't see how you're talking to him.
I'm just going to give him a smile, as if he got it, but I'm not saying it.
All right, all right. Well, actually, make a deception on that one, because
Damn it.
He's a little like. All right, yeah, sure. And he just kind of takes the thrones you gave him and walks away.
Well, that's information. Something to go on. We've got an aft section for those guys.
Yeah, you'd be on the port.
Yeah.
Port side.
I'm gonna head back to our bunking area, and I'm gonna let whoever's there know about the crew of the Tagaya, where they are, and then we know about crime boss Zayovis and House Onerth, and maybe we can do some research on them.
Okay. At this point, so you've been. All this work together is probably about 8 hours, so it's actually getting into the evening.
Makes sense.
Alright, so yeah, at this point, most people in the the cargo hold you're in are just settling down for dinner. They got some cook pots out. They're making stew, passing around their moonshine. I'm trying to think of a nicer word for it, but that's really all I could think it could be.
Space hooch.
Yeah, basically it's space hooch.
Why do they call it space hooch?
It's distilled from some
a xenofungus that can only grow inside of the holds of giant ships. It's like fucking plump helmet beer in Dwarf Fortress.
It's definitely not made from a nicer kind of plant. It's made from a space potato.
Space potato. So I'll share what I learned with the team and see if we've got any leads, because I'm still coming up a little bit dry. We're probably gonna have to get ambitious.
So yeah,
Oh, well.
what is the rest of the team doing? What's Tigo doing currently?
I don't know. I'm thinking right now.
Okay.
I did scout that thing, so those people. So if Lunchmaker wants me to sneak into some certain area, I will try to sneak into a certain area, though.
Okay. Actually, I did do so I did a GM roll for the new Dave. So Gar, after giving another sermon, so it was about 8 hours later, the new Dave, or I guess his real name is Greg, comes up to you.
Dave
He's
the Greg.
Oh, I found out a lot of information. I followed a bunch of people around and wrote down. He just pulls out like a sheet of like information about the Iron Wolves.
Gar's like, oh shit, and kind of ushers him behind the curtain. Step into my office, Dave.
All right, so they're a mercenary group,
Really?
and their name is the Iron Wolves.
Fascinating. Tell me more, Dave.
They are being paid money to do security for an auction.
Fascinating.
He's like looking through the sheet here. Let's see. There's about 60 of them on board.
That helps.
They are guarding an auction. They're checking in with people who are working on the auction or going to the auction. They work for Morgana Toll. They are selling a thingy that they don't want to talk about. They have hidden it somewhere. No, wait. Morgana has hidden it somewhere. And they don't know where it is. And she has her own private security. Okay. Just looking through. They are ready to space anyone who is looking into this and isn't part of the auction. Should I be like worried?
Oh no, Dave. That doesn't mean you.
Oh, okay. Is there anything specific? I got a lot of notes.
Where are they staying, Dave?
Oh yeah, that's right. So they're in a section of the ship that I don't have access to. It's just called. It's next to the crew. It's like the special barracks. It's the like. I guess they kicked out a number of crew from it and have taken over. They paid off the captain for that. And now the crew are mad. Some of the crew are mad at them, but also don't want to like get put on galley duty. So that's in like a section of the ship I couldn't go into. So, I could try sneaking in if you'd like.
Oh, that's okay, Dave. You've done very well. Do they? Do they take their meals in that same private area?
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, they send out patrols, and then when their patrols are done, they go back there, and they stay there and eat their meals. It is apparently near the auction.
Dave, you didn't happen to take note of any of the specific crew members whose quarters were taken?
I mean, they kicked out probably like a good 100 people.
Maybe we could use those as a wedge to cause some chaos.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Or help you get into that area.
Yeah, disgruntled crew members who are kicked out of their rooms might be persuaded to get us into places.
Oh, well, let's see. I mentioned one guy, Valith.
Excellent.
I guess he was like the senior crew member who got kicked out. But Midshipman Valith, I think was his name.
I'll be right back again. I'm going to check on the cats and also pee because I've been chugging coffee all morning.
Do it. Well, Dave, you've done remarkably well, and surely the God Emperor will smile on your steps all the days of your life, however short that might be. Probably will be pretty short, but it will be blessed.
Oh, good.
That I'm confident. So let me see what else. What else about Dave? Let's see. I don't know. I guess that's a pretty good lead for now.
The mid.
Report back to me, Dave, if you or to notice anything else,
Oh,
anything
yeah.
amiss that they might do.
I'll keep poking around. Don't worry. I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Be sneaky, Dave. Be silent.
All right.
And be safe.
Okay.
Worry for Dave.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
It's safe, Dave.
All right. I'll be sneaky. They won't find me.
I hope not. I mean, no, definitely not. They won't find you.
And so
You're blood.
he leaves your like kind of like well, this would be like the setup confessional booth you would put, and makes his way back into the crowd of pilgrims. Good old Dave. All right, so yeah, it's getting so it's like 8:30, 9 p.m. People are starting to bed down, head into their like little tents, and try and get some sleep.
I had an amazing idea, and I don't know if we could pull it off, but I kind of want to try again.
Speak.
Remind me, what was the name of Inquisitor Hellscythe's flagship?
I actually have it written down. I think it's like the Eternal Vigilance,
Something.
or the Vigilance Eternal, or something to that effect.
So this is kind of revealing the plan, but then again, I think we're going to need to. What if I go back to the Iron Wolves and say, I got my rogue trader to make a deposit, like a down payment of something a little more valuable than the 50,000 thrones, and tell him that he is going to give them a ship that he's had listed as an inquisitorial vessel for safekeeping, and that they can go to its coordinates, and the ship itself, the entire ship in good condition, is the down payment. So they just show up to the Inquisition like, hey, you got the pearl. Why are their guns warming up?
That would be really hard to pull off.
It would be, and I think it might also kind of give away, hey, this is an inquisitorial ship, if it went, like, super bad. On the other hand, it would be fucking hilarious.
It would be hilarious if you got all the rolls to pull that off.
I don't like my odds, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You could certainly try.
You don't have the fate points to get through this.
No, that's the other problem. Thanks, Mike.
And if you do, at the end of it, will you have the fate points left to survive? What they're gonna do to you for that?
Yes. Selena's just like, Watchmaker, I'm gonna turn you inside out and just leave you out the airlock like a fucking clothesline.
Here's a fate point. Please don't.
Selena would just straight up ask you, yo, how many fate points you got left?
All right, so that's out.
Is that?
Well, he's singing the Watchmaker's
Singing
death
the song of his people.
Yeah.
I need you to understand I'm a dog.
Chewie's just like, Bork.
All right, Chewie doesn't like the idea. I get
He
it.
just wants attention right now.
Well, he's a little... Morty always wants attention. Like, he literally doesn't ever not want attention.
He's like me.
Such is the power of dog.
This is why we need each other, even though he's
You have an unhealthy codependent relationship with your dog.
a bastard.
He's a bastard. I've met him. I held him as a
He
puppy.
harasses cats.
He does, yeah. Alright. So yeah, it's getting into the evening. Watchmaker has to wait for his comm leech to recharge, but...
We haven't actually paid the toll yet.
No, we haven't, because, like, we're not supposed to.
Well, the note was just a cheeky little, like, joke from Selena.
Okay.
You were actually given enough money to go to the auction.
Okay.
I mean, especially because I think she gave you like cover identities for people who are meant to be attending an auction, if you chose to go that route.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was more about like, don't just buy the pearl and let them get away.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be bad.
If you buy the pearl, make sure you get them with it.
Well, we do have information on all the people who are at the auction, so we can later tonight do more digging on crime boss Zeovis and House Onerth.
What about that shipment?
The guy who was displaced when they took over the crew, or the Raider crew?
The guy that's displaced is probably not happy.
Yeah, Valith?
Yeah.
Maybe Gar could go try to talk him up.
Who was he?
Basically,
one of
the senior
Yeah.
member of this vessel.
The guy
got-
with the
Who got moved when the Iron Wolves set up their barracks, and he and the rest of the crew that got moved were pissed about it.
Yeah, I can try and interview Mr. Bailiff.
Okay. So is that what you want to do first? Go to Valeth, or?
So since they've been kicked out of their quarters, are they just here in the cargo hold with the white boy?
You would need to find that out where they're actually located.
Okay. Let's see. He's a crew member. Can I just like show up to some kind of comm panel and be like, "Hey, ship, where's crewman Bailiff?"
Maybe Tigo and his tech use would be able to help with that. I might too, but mine isn't as good, I don't think. Also, be right back again. Yes.
really have tech use.
You haven't seen any like servitors or any cognitators that could tell you this information. You've mostly just seen like members of the crew, Iron Wolves, pilgrims. Like that's basically the only people you've seen.
I'm just gonna ask a passing crew member.
Okay.
Tell them that you have a
Hey there,
gift
sir. I'm looking for midshipman Bailiff. Do you know where he's staying?
Make a charm test to try and like get him to tell you.
I'm very charming about it. I'm polite.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, Valeth, temporary quarters in aft cargo bay, I think.
Thank you, sir.
Wait, why do you want to know?
Don't worry about it. The God Emperor smiles on you. Head pat.
Okay, sure. He just walks away. A little weird, but not the weirdest thing he's ever experienced.
Okay, so I'll head to the. I don't know if that was the
Yeah, you're in one of
cargo
the.
hold in the rear of the ship or the rear of this cargo hold, but head to the rear.
You're in the port. You're in one of the port cargo bays. You have to go to the aft.
To the aft cargo bays.
All right. And going to the aft actually requires you to go through a section of the ship that you don't have access to. It's a crew member only section.
Oh.
So you get to the hall that's like marked, and there are like a couple of guards, like ship security guards there.
Okay, I'll go up to a security guard and say, "Excuse me, sir. I would like to visit a good friend of mine, Fake Nameson, and the aft cargo hold.
Can't.
So I need to pass through here.
Yeah, I can't let you through, sir.
I think you can, because all you need to do is let me.
Step aside.
No, I mean you're not allowed through this section, sir. We'd ask you to return to where you're staying, and please remain there for the remainder of the journey.
But listen, I'm on important business. I must give these documents to my good friend, Fake Nameson.
How do you want to lean into this, dude?
Fake Nameson, by the way.
he deceived them, so.
So you go, okay.
I'm going to take a piece of paper out of my pocket and wave it around like it's very important.
This is just a gum wrapper, a very important gum wrapper.
Well, he believes you. All right. Well, look. Why don't we just take it for you, and we'll just give it to him.
This has to be delivered in person.
I mean,
It's a very
look,
private matter.
Is this a?
sir, I'm sure this is very important, but we can't just let you through this section of the ship. Captain's orders are to not let any men other than crew or specialized passengers pass through here.
I'm pretty special. What if you escorted me?
I mean, yeah, if a member of the crew were to escort you, then you'd be able to go to the aft section, but, I mean, why would we do that?
Because I will say a blessing over you, and
You could pay us,
have healthy children.
or you
Yes.
could give us a bribe.
Oh, you mean a bride?
Why did you
Yes.
say so earlier?
I can explain. Here's gold.
As it happens, Gar accidentally drops a coin purse. I seem to have dropped my coin purse.
You could just
Well, it
hand.
was- anyway,
You could just hand it to us. We're literally the only people here.
You gotta hand it to me.
Gar looks around. All right, fine. Here you go.
Make an influence roll at a +20, just to see if you actually have enough money on you currently.
I think our influence at this point is pretty.
I'm just curious. Yeah, you got a coin purse.
We're all probably pretty independently wealthy by now.
Oh yeah, no,
I
you would
would have
have.
laughed if he would have like failed that because just like everything goes according to plan in that.
Gar's got a whole side gig involving tithes from pilgrims to recycling the pocket money.
At this, yeah. So you just give this dude a like, all right, come with me, and he just leads you through this like winding, twisting hallways, passing bulkheads that are like sealed off to like private sections of the ship, or are old and rusted and lead to sections of the ship that you were warned never to go to, and eventually bring you into the aft section of the ship, into one of the aft cargo holds.
And what do I find here? Is it just
It's-
displaced crew members here and cargo?
It is actually a somewhat of a mirror of the scene you'd seen previously. It's a bunch of pilgrims. It's a bunch of preachers who are giving sermons. You see a couple of Iron Wolf patrols, but you do see a section where a bunch of sailors have basically corralled the area and have set up like hammocks and bedding, and have like put a section themselves there.
Makes sense. Okay, so same approximate deal. We're just not kind of allowed to get from here to there without. Yeah, that's good. That means that this guy will probably now leave me alone now that he's escorted me here. So I will move off into the crowd as if I know approximately where I'm going, until I kind of don't see that guy watching me anymore.
Okay. No, he just heads back.
Okay. So I will head over to where the crew members are set up and ask after Midshipman Bailiff.
Okay. Just go ahead and make an inquiry roll. There's not too many people, so make it a +10 because you have a specific set of people you're asking.
I have a very particular set of skills.
A very particular set of people. And yeah, one of the crew members just points you directly to Valeth. Older feller who is bald except for like along the sides. Hair was dark black. Now it's gone gray and there's only a little bit of black in the hair left. And he he's older, got some wrinkles on his face, and a bit of a goatee.
Ah,
Yeah.
Crewman Bailiff, greetings. I'm Hubert Pouchot, traveling preacher, and I have important news for you.
Oh.
The God Emperor himself has smiled upon you and sent me to be your spiritual advisor for the duration of this journey.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Really glad to see you here. Really makes it feel like things are going my way.
Yes, you should feel that way. because they are. So
No,
now-
yeah.
now, staying here in the cargo hold, you may not feel that things are going your way, but God Emperor has a plan for everyone.
Suffer and
He has
die.
a plan for you right now, and for me.
All right, what are you selling? Make it quick. I want to get to bed.
I am selling enlightenment of the soul, sir.
Are you a bit touched in the
I
head?
don't really have a good story right now, but I want to throw like a charm roll at him and see if I can just kind of throw some spiritual mumbo jumbo at him and
Okay.
make him feel good about things.
Go ahead and make a charm roll.
Boo. I'm gonna fade it actually.
Okay.
This.
All right.
Hey.
All right. Look, maybe you're sincere. What do you want? What do you want to do?
Okay, so what do I actually want from this guy? Let's see. So, as you know,
You've been evicted. Oh, really? I hadn't noticed.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and get him talking about that a little bit, and just kind of be like, so, as I said, it must be the God Emperor's plan for you to be here in the cargo hold, but tell me a little bit more about that. What's afoot such that fine, upstanding sailors such as yourselves would be put in such a position?
Well, some fancy folk came on board, gave the captain some money, and he gave him our quarters. Grumbled a bit about it. Captain told us shut up, or we'd be going down to clean up the closed off sections, and we decided, you know what? Yeah, better shut up about it.
The machinations of wealth and power. I know them all too well.
Captain told
Always-
us.
Always crushing the common man.
Captain told us we shut up and let him take the rooms. They'd only be here for 2-3 weeks, and then we get some extra shore leave.
Is the captain a man who keeps his promises?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I prefer he, transport cargo, and he looks around at all the pilgrims, and not take on a bunch of mercenaries. But the extra shore leave will be fun.
Mercenaries, you say?
Yeah, you probably seen him about black armor, got that gray wolf icon.
Yes, I have. Is it these who have taken your quarters?
Yeah, a few other places too, but they put a bunch of them in the center on the 4th level.
Very strange. That is very strange. And it must be, even though it's for a short time, you must be feeling very put out, very out of sorts. What if you left an important book behind and needed to go back and get it? I mean, really, what a pain.
Oh, none of the guys here can read, but I catch your meaning. You know what? It's just for a couple of weeks. I get extra shore leave. I don't have to go into the closed off sections, so could be worse, right? I mean, God Emperor always teaches about perseverance and against adversity.
Yes, of course. Hypothetically, though, if you did need to go back in there to get something, you could do that, right? You're not prevented from performing your duties throughout the ship.
Oh no, I can do my duties. I can go out throughout the ship. I mean, I could even go back there, as long as I didn't stay too long, I figure. But, whatever. I don't want to see what they're doing to the place.
All right.
It's a bed.
This guy's too chill about this. I think I need to make him...
You gotta angry him up a bit.
Yeah, he needs to be angry.
Fill him with angry.
So I'm going to kind of go down the conversational track of... I don't know. I'm just going to kind of keep pumping him about this and just kind of intimate that he's been really screwed over.
Okay.
Without like saying that out loud, I want to kind of like get the idea into his head that it's really messed up that some asshole mercenary is sleeping in his bed and he's down here with these people.
Make. What would this really even be? I guess make a kind of command test to get him a little bit riled up.
Command or deceive, I figure.
Either of the two, whichever one you prefer.
They're both equivalent. So
I mean, really, you could use any. I could see you using any of the fellowship tests.
yeah.
Except for
Let's
like.
do a command.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so you spend a little bit of time riling him up.
Angry up the blood. You give him some sarsaparilla.
Yeah, he's got some beer, and he's like drinking beer.
Yes.
And-
I'll encourage drinking.
So you actually get him, you and him start like drinking a little more heavily. And as he's drinking and getting like redder and redder, he's starting to get a little angrier about the fact that, yeah, he got kicked out, that he's been on the ship for like 30 years now, and this is what like the treatment he's getting. And he's actually starting to really go on. He's like, how dare they like kick me out of my bed? How dare they like just take over? Fuck the captain for doing this. Fuck the first mate. Fuck the second mate for doing this. Fuck all of them. I don't care if I had to go down to the closed off section. Although when he says that, other people around him are like, Valeth, no one's come back from that yet.
We can help him.
Some of the he's really getting into it. He's like,
Right, okay. So now I want to kind of casually mention, wouldn't it be funny if you can get one over on those guys?
sure would, but how should I do that? I mean, like,
I don't know. It would just be hilarious if they all woke up with itching powder in their boots or something like that, wouldn't it?
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
normally we'd throw him a soap party, but I don't know
Well,
how
there are a
well that
lot.
would go over.
There's a lot of them, so you might not want to do that. But if they were uncomfortable and no one knew what happened, I mean, that would probably be pretty funny, right? Ha 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 ha.
Man, you could put. There's that like silicone. Is that silicone lubricant we use? I mean, you put that on like bottom of the boots, on gloves. They'd really be slipping. Of course, if they caught me, they'd kill me. So.
Oh, you wouldn't get caught. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's a crazy idea. Having planted these seeds in his head, I think I want to like leave him for now and let that stew.
Okay.
How much can we bend human nature's dickery to our ends?
All right.
So having planted that, my thought is, maybe I can come back to that and be like, yeah, I got this itching powder that's totally not Nurgle dust. Probably not the Nurgle dust, but whatever we
We could probably medicate something up.
decide or cook up, yeah. And maybe we can then use that.
All right. So at this point, it's probably closing in on about 10 p.m. Most people have bedded down. It's on like the night shift for the crew. Well, crew night shift is basically just the same as day shift, so. But it's definitely darker in the cargo holds, and there's less noise. Of course, you're still in the aft cargo hold.
Am I still in microbead range?
Yeah, you'd be within a kilometer's range.
So I'll just kind of fill the team in that I'm kind of down in the other cargo hold working on this guy.
Okay.
Okay. Did anybody want to do anything during the night, or?
We probably should. Maybe we can try to do some digging on the other potential buyers because we have their names. I'm not sure if we'd be able to, though. Oh, sorry, I didn't bring my A game today.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you could definitely attempt to. You just have to like find a good way to do it.
You were able to see all those buyers where?
We listened in and got a really good success on the comm leech.
Yep.
Okay, I thought I remember you seeing some though too.
You had seen their
see that,
guards.
Oh, okay.
You hadn't seen the actual buyers themselves.
The guards were located in our section?
No, they were in the section. Watchmaker would follow them into the section of the ship that would be both the private passenger quarters as well as sections of the ship that were cut off only for crew or special guests. He just stealthed in.
Is there like a communal area there? Can we like stealth and blend into like the communal area in that part of the ship?
You're not sure if there's a communal area or not.
Okay.
You'd have to find out.
I'm not a very stealthy character, so I wouldn't want to.
I am going by like D&D 5th edition rules where stealthy characters can help less stealthy characters pass in.
Maybe Tigo and you can go on a fact-finding journey, like do some legwork while I do some base work tonight, like maybe try to comm leech for more data.
Yeah, by this point the comm leech battery would have recharged enough.
Cool.
Um,
So what I'm thinking is I can continue to try to harvest data by the comms, including listening to the competition.
Okay.
While you do the legwork. Like, we know where one of the groups is laid out. We know where the crew's been moved to. We know where the Iron Wolves are staying. We can keep getting location information. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So which direction?
All right. So, well, I guess who would like to? You know what? Let's start with Watchmaker. So Watchmaker want to use the comm leech, right?
Yep.
Okay. So go ahead and make a roll for comm leech.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, I'm rolling real good with that thing.
Okay. Watchmaker is able to dial through the various comm channels. He knows a lot of what the Iron Wolves are using right now. So he's able to hear, checking in with the various teams he'd already heard about the. Fuck, I have them written down, but let me go to about House Ornith, Zavis, and the crew of the Tugia. And just hear that, get an idea of where they're located on the ship based upon listening in. But he also does listen into a section of the Iron Wolves, and he hears a woman's voice, and just dials in his ears. So are they paying or not? Unknown, ma'am. They I asked them about it a few times. Didn't give me a definite. Well, pressure them into it and see if you can get them to pay. Any extra buyers are always good. Plus, the buy-in money is definitely going to help. You do it, you'll get a cut of it. Mm-hmm. Anything else? Found somebody snooping around. Took care of them.
Oh no.
Greg!
Dave!
I knew it.
So I did 2 GM rolls. Greg rolled really well, and that's why you got a lot of information. And the Iron Wolves rolled really well.
And that's why you don't have Greg.
I caught him and he's dead.
Oh.
Is he dead or he's on his way to be dead right now?
One
I'm
must
guessing
have
he's
spaced him.
pretty fucking dead.
Good.
Even if he wasn't, we couldn't rescue him. We'd blow our cover.
Yeah.
All
Also
right.
spaced into the warp, which is probably extra
Oh
fucked up.
god.
Yeah.
Damn. That's double shit.
I totally forgot about that.
Greg is in
Super hell.
yeah, he's not in a better place. He's in a much, much worse place.
Slanish is like, hey, you ever been used as a spiritual cock sleeve?
Uh,
No. Would you like to? No. That is bad news for you. Just takes the form of Melkor the Wizard.
All the Daves that die in service of Gar are gonna come back at some point.
He's gonna
Throne of Dave.
Haunting Gar for all his days.
All of his Daves.
Well, I actually know what I'm gonna do to Gar now if Gar gets enough insanity points.
He's gonna see all the Daves.
I've seen things you Daves wouldn't believe.
All the peasants have said their deaths. Push it off.
I'll be right back. I gotta do more laundry flipping.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, that's where it cuts off.
I'm so sad. I really didn't want him to die.
One of these Daves is gonna live.
I
One of these
mean,
Daves.
yeah, he rolled really well, but yeah, they rolled high enough that they would have caught him, and he
Aw.
wasn't stealthy, really. But hey,
Poor
on the
guy.
bright side, he gave you a lot of info.
Usually it's okay because they're martyred, and that's that's good. That's good for them.
I mean, let's be honest. The last Dave freaking strapped on a grenade vest and ran to a bunch of orcs.
Yeah, I mean he went to a better place,
He's a legend.
but this man was unlucky. He was an unlucky day. So
Okay,
yeah.
so where were we supposed to? Like, I totally lost my train of thought. Like, for stealthing info.
Oh, well, I don't think he actually decided on that just yet. It was more just a plan to
Yeah.
bring
What-
Tigo and
what-
Eve.
What are our options for that? Like, in terms of like locations that we should be going to.
I mean, there's a bunch of places on the ship. It's
Yeah.
more like, yeah, I would just.
We have a general idea of where to go.
Gar had found out where the majority of the Iron Wolves have been staying,
Mm-hmm.
and had told you
I just
that
need a-
via microbead.
Yeah, I just need a refresher, like the choices.
Then you know the various cargo holds,
Mm-hmm.
the bridge.
Yeah, I was thinking about like where the competition was located to
Yeah,
see if maybe we
buyers.
could find a way to like mingle with them a little bit.
Well,
but
we need the list anyway.
Oh, and you had and yeah, you had been able to identify via Watchmaker's Comleech approximately where your competition is staying. They are staying in a section of the ship that was basically it's like first class passenger quarters.
And how many are these? The ones we don't know who they are, like by name.
Well, these would be the people you know. Some of them, the crime boss, the rogue trader crew,
Yeah.
and the noble house, as well as you heard various other names that you would assume would be other people who would be in the first class section that the Iron
Yeah.
Wolves were checking in on.
So we pretty much need to identify the entire first class that we're missing.
Yep.
Okay. That sounds like a go. Okay, right there. Yeah, so I guess let's go do that.
Okay. So you're
Shouldn't
going
probably-
to stealth into there?
Yeah, we shouldn't probably prod the Iron Wolves anymore today. I mean, I don't care, but so let's go to the first class.
Yep.
If you're okay with that.
yeah,
Okay. Just for okay, so I'm gonna have Tigo roll stealth. I'm gonna have Eve roll stealth just to see if she gets a really, really shitty roll.
It's probably gonna
Probably.
be inverted. It's probably gonna be inverted. I get the shit roll.
oh,
Wow. Okay. Both of you have done really well. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother rolling for the Iron Wolves to see. So you were able to very easily slip through. Eve and Tigo are able to basically just utilize the same cameline cloak to slip by the Iron Wolves and ship security, and are able to get into the first class section. This section of the ship is nicer than the area you've been in, but you can. It's definitely not to the. It's not like. Really, it's not even as good as like your quarters on Hellscythe's ship. It's just very bare bones. It's clean, and as much space as possible was made in the first class quarters, but it's still pretty cramped. It is to even remind her of an Arbites prison cell.
so we made it there. And we see their quarters.
Yeah, you see like the rows of first class quarters. It's about 12 quarters that have all been reserved. You see like the various ship security throughout there, as well as the actual security for the people there as well. So you see like noble house guards, different gangers, rogue traders, as well as like other like maybe independent wealthy merchants and just different people. You're not 100% sure who they represent, but they're there. They're just wearing like generic armor.
Is there? So it's like the evening, right? It's late at night.
It is
Yes.
about 10:30 at this point.
Okay. So no one's really like out and about.
No, it's at this point it's quiet in the section.
I don't know really what to look for then.
Is there any like identifying information on these doors for their quarters?
There are numbers written above each of the quarters, but there's no like names placed at them.
Can we tell like how many are occupied?
All of the doors are shut, and you're just not able to. Yeah, so they're shut. You do see like various. About 8 of the quarters have guards outside of them.
Can we identify who these guards belong to, just based on their attire?
You're able to identify the noble house, House Onerth, above room 3. The gangers working for the crime boss above room 7. And the crew of the Tugia above 9.
So what was it? 3, 7, and 9.
3, 7, and
Yeah.
9. Yep, all odd numbers. Funny enough.
Let's see. What about the other ones? They don't have any guards?
No, there are. So it's 8 rooms that have guards. You're just only able to identify 3 of the 8.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so for the other 5, do they have anything that distinguishes them? Can we cross-reference this over Maghrabid?
You would need to make. Well, if you have like. If you have common lore or scholastic lore underworld, you could make a knowledge roll for any other gangers or commoners.
I have underworld.
Yeah, go ahead and make a round roll. Roll.
So do I click on the little skull?
Yeah.
Good God!
That's a fate point. Jesus.
Yeah, I'll try a fate point. Let's see. I mean, it's gonna be pretty tough to get that, but
Okay, wow.
oh my God!
Okay.
So that's for the other 5, right?
All right, so this will identify. Well, it's going to identify
1,
the other
2.
ganger,
Yeah. Okay.
the other mob boss. Okay, so Tigo is able to piecing together enough of their attire that he's able to identify that they are part of the that gang, the Andergem gang,
Andergem.
which basically just another Hiver gang.
What room was that?
And so that would be room 8.
Per chance.
So we identified 4 of the 8.
Per chance, would that gang be in like competition, like besides this with the other one?
From what you can tell, they are from different hives.
Okay. And what about the other 4?
The other 4 are not gangers. They are possibly noble houses, and then there's just like a couple of people who are just using generic guards who have no identification that you're able to actually figure out.
So the other ones that with identification, we would need an awareness, right?
You would need to figure out a way to identify them, either by a knowledge roll of like noble houses, or I don't want to give too much away. So you would just
Yeah.
need the specific skill, and I don't believe any of you have that.
Do we have a way to snapshot these icons?
You don't have the pict recorder, so yeah, you would need that. I believe
Do I
that's
have anything to memorize this?
make an awareness just to see if you can memorize it and commit it to memory.
Oh God.
We're just like the.
It's a weird like it's a bunch of weird symbols. You're not able to like really commit it to memory.
What if does Eve have a? Oh, did you use your modifier? I didn't use it.
What modifier do I?
No, I didn't know if you had a scanner.
Oh no, I don't.
The scanner would not help in this case because you're literally just trying to memorize it.
Well, couldn't the scanner be used to scan like an image of it?
No, not in this case. The scanner does not record information.
No, I was trying to see if let's see. I don't want to use my last fate point because I'm probably gonna need it to get out of here. So how much of it did I kind of take in?
You would probably be able to recognize them if you saw them again, but if somebody had asked you to draw it, you wouldn't be able to. It'd be like that meme of trying to draw a chameleon from memory.
Step 1, draw a chameleon. Step 2, draw the rest of the fucking heretic.
Yeah, it's like, I know exactly what they look like. Can you draw it? No.
No. I hate that.
He draws a circle.
Mostly because I have no kind of drawing skills.
You just gotta fill in the details.
Or let's see. So, do we know anything about guard changes or anything like that?
You haven't looked into it. Not really. You've only looked at the guards. You only actually looked at the Iron Wolf patrol route for the cargo hold you're in, not the actual, like...
Maybe I can try to do that with my good comm leech roll?
At this point, your comm leech would need to recharge.
Okay, so with our stealth roll from earlier, can we get near these guards and see if we can hear anything from the room that might identify the house?
Yeah, go ahead. You're able to sneak close enough to it. Lights are pretty dimmed in the area. So if you get close enough, just go ahead and make an awareness roll to see if you can hear anything.
Oh, fuck you.
Alright, hold on.
Alright. Tigo's not able to hear anything. Eve Ward listens in. And she's able to overhear... let's see here. And she's able to overhear that somebody uses the full name.
Bonnie Ruiz.
She has a strain. This would be in room 6.
Excuse me.
No.
And my next question would be: in what context was this used? Like, were they identifying somebody inside that room?
Eve has a strain to hear anything. But she does hear somebody being referred to. She is able to strain to hear the name Bonnie, and then later somebody says the name Ruiz in the context of like trying to get their attention. Like,
so they're in the room, okay.
So they say, Bonnie, or they say like, you just hear the name something something Ruiz, something something Bonnie Ruiz. You're strained to hear it through this kind of like thick metal door.
Okay.
How much guard does each room really have?
Outside of each room are 2 guards that you can see.
Okay.
So we need what? 3 more identifications of some sort?
Yeah, so let's see here. You're able to identify... So 8 rooms are...
Yeah, we identified 5.
Yeah, so you need 3 more.
Want to go to the next one, or do you want to try to get more out of this one?
We could go to the next one.
All right, let's try this roll. All right.
Okay.
Awareness again?
Go ahead and roll awareness.
Oh shit.
All right. Okay. So this is room... so we have... Okay, so you head to room 1 and are able to... By listening in, you hear somebody refer to... Tigo is able... Eve hears the name, and Tigo is able to hear the guard talk to the merchant. This person just report in that they've secured the area and should be ready for the auction in room 1.
Well, that's data.
I just like totally brain fart and haven't been writing this down. Have you been?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Just go to the next room then, I guess, unless you want to like stay a little longer.
That's fine. We could go to the next one.
Okay. And awareness rolls again.
All right. Tigo is able to overhear a... she's a private collector. Out of room 2. Because you just go directly across the hall.
I like the representation of females here.
I am trying to get a good mix. Also, 40k is, well, generally speaking, okay for gender equality. Unless you're a Space Marine.
That's not negotiable.
No, it's kind of baked into the lore now that I think the Emperor did have a way to make female Space Marines, but it got lost. So the only thing they have left is how to make male Space Marines.
Oh, okay.
My understanding is the Emperor attempted to make male and female Space Marines. Males had a higher success rate. Females, only a few were made. And he's like, all right, I'll figure out how to make female Space Marines. And then the Horus Heresy.
Okay.
He got a little sidetracked.
He got a little side. It was like on his to-do list, and then getting like killed and put in the Golden Throne tended to derail that a little bit.
Just
Yeah,
a smidge.
just a little bit. Okay. So we need
The last room.
The last room. Let's head to the last room.
All right, so you head to room 4. All
Oh,
right.
she's already nailed it. Let
Yeah,
me
you
try
guys are
mine.
like really good here.
You mean after a shitty start?
All right. And so you are able to overhear that name,
Tristan Manpolis.
who is a you got a pretty good role. Representative of a basically it's a section of the Imperial cult that is dedicated to collecting what they would consider holy artifacts and keeping them in reserve until the Emperor comes and collects them.
What'd you call it? Imperial what?
The Imperial cult.
Cult, yeah.
Cult?
The Imperial cult is the entirety of the religion of the Imperium, and there's basically a million different
Iterations.
yeah.
It's all local based, but it generally is tied together by the same tenants.
So room 5 is empty. We could have taken that room.
We could always set it up as a staging ground, like hide some shit in there and then go pick it up when we need it.
Or at least room 5 doesn't have guard.
Yeah, you only see those 8 guards.
Do we want to see?
Or 8 sets of guards, I should say.
Do you want to investigate room 5?
Sure.
Alright.
You hear somebody moving around inside of room 5. Mostly snoring. Tigo hears a loud snore.
A single snore? A
Can-
singular snore?
With this
Two
awareness
snores.
roll.
Two
Okay, so
snores.
with this awareness roll in the stealth, can I like flip over my dark vision goggles and take a look in there, like without?
You would need to make another stealth roll to open the door quietly.
Can you scan through the door?
Yeah, you could attempt to scan through the door.
All right.
Although I'm assuming, did you already make put the
yeah,
scanner
that's
roll
what,
in?
yeah, that's the
You see with the scanner, you also see like two. Yeah, you see two signatures of people laying in bed and are asleep.
then nothing else in there.
You're able to like pick up a collection, like a couple of like weapons, pistols mostly, and looks to be some measure of like basically thrones. You're able to like pick up the signature of thrones in like a bag.
Do you think it's worth the risk to open that door? I'm not thinking so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think it's worth it. I have one fate point to like get out of jail free.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's bounce.
Okay.
Well, if
yeah.
we know they're in room 5, I can possibly try to get more info on that remotely.
Yeah.
For it.
Go ahead and make stealth rolls to see if you can stealthily make your way back. Okay. Tigo is able to. Tigo had more successes than Eve had failure, so he was able to carry her through.
Yay.
And they're able to make their way back to the
Downtown.
to their little room that they had.
Back to Motown.
Yep. And so you're able to. At this point, it's closer to midnight, having to both sneakily stealth in, quietly like listen in to the various rooms and get as much information as you can, and then make your way back. So that took about 90 minutes.
Teamwork. Especially with my shitty awareness rolls.
Actually, so yeah, 30 minutes there, an hour of making sure you like listen in and do all this quietly, and then half an hour back. So yeah, a total of 2 hours to get you where you needed.
Okay. So now we have, I think, all the buyers identified.
Mm-hmm.
One wild card room. One pissed off old geezer from the Iron Wolves.
And then the younger Iron Wolf guy.
Yep. And
And
Matt's
Morgana wants pressure on us.
Yeah, Morgana wants Matt to pay up for extra money. Which I think Matt is planning to comply anyway.
Yeah, we kind of have to.
All right. Did you want to do anything else, or are you just gonna go to bed?
We're gonna write F for respects for Dave or Greg or whatever his name is on the wall.
I mean, his
Greg.
actual name was Greg. You just called him Dave.
That's how he
Although-
knows he's valued.
Then again, I guess you're trying to do the Saint Dave, so he's gonna have a lot of
Well-
miracles. They're
well,
just not all the
to be
same,
fair-
Saint Dave.
Matt will probably be the only one that gets as well. It's Greg from the Void now.
Void Greg.
We'll always.
This is a shitty Terraria mod.
There's like, we'll always remember Greg. I can feel like I can hear his voice. He's just screaming constantly.
killed me!
You can't hear his voice forever.
Through the laughter of thirsting gods.
Okay, so unless we have anything to do, I guess it's morning.
Yep. So we'll head into morning. Now we've been playing about 2 hours now. Do you have to keep going?
I'm good to take a break. I'm tired.
Yeah, I feel like
today.
this is a good place to stop.
Okay. So I'll just say, so you have 2 days until the auction. So you've been on board for
2 days.
2 days.
A
Yeah.
minute.
All right. So yeah, we'll pick this up next week. 2 hours of play, 200 XP, standard thing, and I will see you all
All right.
in, I guess, 7 days time.
Right.
Bye bye.
What time are you